be done on earth, O Lord. Your will be done on earth, O Lord. Mayenzi we, Tando Yako. Mayenzi we, Tando Yako. Mayenzi we, Tando Yako. Mayenzi we, Tando Yako.
This is the most exciting day because this has been 3 years in the making, and the Rural Women's Network and the Department of Primary Industry actually fund every women's gathering every year annually. So what you do is you put in a bid, and our bid was sustainability, and we won that bid, which was very exciting, and that was 2.5 years ago, and it's all culminating now in where we are today. I personally like to say that I think it's the community effort and input which has been very humbling, and I just think that without this wonderful community of Gloucester this wouldn't have happened. So I'd like to thank everybody who have been involved. So yeah, let's see what happens at the end, but I think we're on a great journey.
The old man stared in silence and said, "You'll have to tie him up." I said, "He's had obedience training and he's just the sweetest pup."
Good morning to you, ladies, on this very lovely day. I declare the meeting open. Let's get things underway.
Learn to love your love handles. Ignore all those brainwashing hypocrites. You be a plump, juicy plum, not a dried up old prune.
A lot of fun last night, and we're hoping that, well, we're intending that is how the rest of the weekend will certainly flow. I'd like to make a special welcome to the Honourable Troy Grant MP, to the fantastic team of the Rural Women's Network with Nerida Cullen and Sonia Muir, to the Deputy Mayor John Rosenbaum and his wife Diana, Elizabeth Rogers, the CEO of Regional Arts New South Wales, and other dignitaries, but above all, to all the special ladies here today from all over New South Wales.
I'd like to pay my acknowledgements to the traditional owners of this land, the Warramai and Biripi people, where we are gathered. And I pay my respects to elders past and present. I would also like to congratulate Julie Lyford, the chair of the Gloucester Women's Gathering, the committee and all her team. And I certainly would like to acknowledge members of the New South Wales Rural Women's Council, Nerida Cullen and Rebel Black, who are here today, along with the many generous sponsors who support and enable these important events to be held across our state.
But what I do believe is that we have a huge commitment, we women, and belief in our communities. But of course we need to talk about refugees, but the sort of discussions and dialogue that we see on the media today is really unhelpful. Joy of all the women gathering together, it's such a great day, and sharing experiences and sharing stories, and I think that's what it's all about.
And the thread is about having the courage of your convictions and the courage to go out either on your own or within your community to actually try and initiate some change.
It
It's really become evident to me over the last year and a half as I've been observing and researching this trend called collaborative consumption, that we really are in the midst of an exciting shift. It is a real honour and inspiration to be here today. I have to say that hearing Merida speak just then, I actually welled up with tears. I feel like I've never been to Gloucester before, but I truly feel like being here for the opening of the gathering last night and being here today. I feel like a family of sorts, and I feel like there's also a role to bridge women from the city with women from rural areas. So it's really an honour and a pleasure to be here today. So thank you so much.
The CEO and founder of Youth Off the Streets. With your permission, I'd like you to welcome Father Chris Ryan.
I do see myself as fairly privileged to be able to work with young people. I think they're the most amazing group of young people or population that we could have.
Is that young people today are excited by an opportunity that could be literally anything.
There's a huge lack in the system. There used to be organisations, Big Brother and Sister.
Young people that need a little bit of help are from lower socioeconomic groups, and we need to really focus on working as a team.
It's very important for young people to get out there and be accepted in the community and be seen that they're accepted.
And the wonderful Gloucester Singers, and that was their first flash mob.
Julie asked me to talk tonight about my life. Well, it's been a journey full of experiences, and they've been varied. I grew up in a pretty international family. My father was born and raised in South Africa, and my mother born and raised in India. They met and married in Burma. Looking back, I think I have an idyllic childhood.
Kate from Armadale. Sue from Wentworth. Marie from Wentworth. Adele from Barrington.
I expect all of these outfits on the dance floor, including the boots, the gum boots, and everything else.
Well, it's a marvelous night for the moon dance, neath the stars up above in your eyes. Fantabulous night to make romance, neath the cover rock of the sky. And all the leaves on the breeze, they're falling to the sounds that whisper and burn. And I'm trying to place to the calling of your heartstrings, the place I've been low. And every time I touch you, it seems to tremble inside. And I know how much you want me there. Can't hide.
It's been 3 years since Anne made the suggestion, and we're here now, and it's been a great journey. Our strong ethos of how we put our bid in, of looking after this fragile planet that we all live on,
as one global community, because we don't live in isolation and our systems aren't in isolation. It's played out quite well, I think, through this gathering. Parenti Catering, who've stuck to their brief and they have used all local produce, which has just been absolutely fantastic. Thank you, Jane. The Gloucester growers and essentially Barrington food producers who lovingly, carefully nurtured every bean on your plate and beetroot and everything that came out. And the tireless work of the volunteers in the marquee has been quite outstanding, and everybody involved in the gathering has volunteered, which has been very humbling. Thank you. Just for a bit of fun and to finish the circle, just to round off last night's dinner, well, fish fry, fantastic. We had a good dance. Who were the line dancers? Maybe they were the Wentworth ladies that had to go early. No, because they were pretty fantastic. There they are down there. Oh, we go, the line dancers. The tablecloths are calico. They will be washed and given to the Gloucester patchwork ladies who make fantastic quilts for charity, and they will be recycled back into those. The table runners were recycled, and the napkins, and they had the grey crown babbler footprints running all down them. That's our endangered species here. And the napkins, I forgot to tell you to take with you, they were all donated from the Gloucester community, washed and ironed beautifully by Sally Higgins. And the ones left over will go to our local Baptist charity op shop, who actually donate back to various causes in the Gloucester community over $100,000 a year. And at midnight, we left Sharon Rosenblatt and her team. Is Sharon here? Still washing up. So that was fantastic. And thank you to all our wonderful workshop presenters. You have just made such a huge difference, and once again, volunteering.
A wonderful event, and if you haven't brought your mother or your daughter, perhaps you'd like to bring them to Parks